All right, so welcome to FFLU, guys. So we're going to go through the 12 core commitments that whether you want to go from a top agent to the top agency builder. Let us start off with this. All right.
If you book 30 appointments a week, every single week, what's going to be is going to be, and it's going to be in your favor. You can't stack the deck so high and still lose. Stack the deck in your favor so high, you can't lose. Recruit more people. Stack the deck. Stack the deck. Find more leaders. Recruit more leaders. I would be headhunting leaders. Leaders. Now, leadership is a widely used term. There's multiple facets to it, but I'm looking for people that want to eat the meat off the bone 24/7 like I do. And I'm going to keep willing it to happen by working. So if I can work like it depends on me, pray like it depends on God, we got a shot.
Mic drop. So this advanced topic, this whole thing is going to be focused on recruiting and building an agency. Whether you're new, young, you're going to hear it from multiple producers. The number one, if there was one error they made, was not starting to build early in their business. You don't have to be comparing yourself to Anita or Hayden or anyone else just cranking it. All you're comparing yourself is you versus you, right? So we're going to go over that. So for those that are brand new, for me, I didn't really memorize the comp. All I knew was I get paid a lot of money. All I knew was I stuck literally to 100%. Here you get paid a lot. So because of the carrier contracts we're able to get with the carriers, most agents begin at 100. All it is you do the volume, you go up. Many of you looking at this chart here, you started a lot higher than quote unquote you deserved. Typically here, you need to actually, and look at 100%, you need to have helped 10 families, sold 10,000 in premium, issue paid for you to be earning 100% contract. So in the past, we started people off at 95, 90, no more. Here, we just give, right? What's the problem? Oh, it's not. This is not showing up. Hey, can everyone hear this or no? Can you see it?
You can hear it, but all we see is the the first slide. I think we don't see any charts or anything like that.
So weird. Yeah. All right, hold on here, man. This is my last nerve. All right, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just go to one screen. All right, let's see if this makes a difference. All right, I'm gonna go to one screen. How about now?
Yeah, it's small though.
It's small? Okay, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
So no worries. So
our content is simple. That's the one?
Yep, that's the one. So thank you, by the way, for bringing that up. So this is the comp that you just need to memorize. If you don't have a goal of where you are, make one. The goal is to be able to help that many families. Now, I had a goal of getting to a certain number because the numbers meant something. The numbers meant that you not only had helped a certain number of families, the numbers meant that you were growing. That's the power of it. So if you're at 100, make a goal. Hey, I want to get to 110% contract. That is the key. Here, a lot of folks in other agencies, they make a goal big because they start off at 70, 60, 40. Here, because we're kind of spoiled, we just say, hey, life is good because we do well. So make a goal so you can just simply do the volume and go up. So the Haven 12, what is it? This is the gears that will make your system work. I want to make sure you guys understand. The reason we're doing this is because hope is not a plan, okay? Hope is great to have, but you need a plan with it. This is a math equation. This is not just something you just kind of just wish that's going to happen. So this is going to be something you can make your baseline and you can gauge yourself to say, how am I doing? Give you an example. If you were driving a car and you had no idea where you were, if you were driving a car and there was no map, you were just driving, and you had a situation where we've seen in movies where the landscape changes. It used to be straight to get to your house, but now you got to take a left, right? It would drive you crazy. That's just how humans are. So this is meant to make sure it is a straight path. All you have to do is simply get there. If you're part-time, 15 appointments a week, full-time, 30 appointments a week. You heard him say it. If you book 30 appointments a week, there's no way you can stack the deck so little in your favor that you're not going to succeed. You're going to succeed. 30 appointments a week, 30 appointments a week, 30 appointments a week. That's the goal. Now you set 30, you sit on 20 because there's about a 20% no-show rate. And again, if you're taking clues, success leaves clues. I'm giving you numbers to gauge by. When I set those appointments, I had about a 10 to 20% no-show rate. If you're having more than a 30% no-show rate or 20% no-show rate, better said, there's something you're saying that's off that you need to tweak. So even top producers, I mean, Easton Patton, he said he set 10, 12 appointments in a day. There, no time in his career has he saw every family. Someone always no-shows. So again, educate your expectations early that you will have them. The question is, are you no-showing your no-shows, right? There are some strategies you can do around that. So again, I'm kind of going on this, just kind of give you these small tweaks that you can do for your appointment. So if I had a goal of being able to help 40 families that month, reverse engineer it. How many appointments will it take? So this is just a figure. You run 15, sorry, you book 15, book 30 or 30, you run 10 or you run 20. Of that, again, just the numbers, the way they are, typically you will close half of what you sit on, typically. Now, that's just the numbers. This is just my personal experience, not making any promises per se. This is my experience. Over time, I've shared, I've asked, and this is about the experience of a lot of different people, skill set not included, right? So let's go to the Haven 12. We're gonna do a little differently. I'm gonna bring them all up. First 5, let me go back, whoops. First 5 is what you need to be able to top producer here. So if you wanna be a top producer, this is all you need to focus on.
Not moving.
All right, how about now? Anyone see it?
It's still on comp plan. Is that what you want?
No. This thing, I tell you. All right, I'm gonna share my screen again and see if it, all right, how about now? All right, I'm just gonna talk to you then.
It's just a blank with the logo.
Yeah, right before it like kind of flashed up there, so it was good, but then it went away.
All right, I'm just gonna talk to you, and if it comes up, it comes up. Let's just roll with it. So there's a Haven 12. So first 5, submit to the process of 100. You need to get to 100 appointments. If you won't even get to 100 appointments, just you're not going to make it. So literally commit to getting to 100 appointments, like today. If you're been in the business for a while, then and you've already hit your 100, start literally today. The best thing you can do is stay in stage 1 if you want to really ramp up. The worst thing you can do is get to stage 2 and 3 because you think you've already arrived. Stage 1 is, I'm so excited, I'm so freaked out mode that you do everything you can just to kind of get it going. 100 appointments is what you need to be able to get your bearings straight. It's like your eyes are kind of blurry. Like when you get out of the doctor, when you've gone to the eye doctor, they dilate your eyes and you're kind of like this. You know, there's things that you are saying they're one way, but you're not seeing them clearly, right? So you can't really you can't really trust how you feel yet, if that makes sense. Don't trust how you feel because you don't really see it clearly. You need to get to 100 appointments to be able to see things clearly. Now, the question is, will you submit to the process of 100 to get to 100 appointments? I'm talking 100 sits, not 100 booked appointments, 100 people you went through the presentation with. Once you've gotten through 100, a ratio has been created. I talked to an agent yesterday. He told me his ratio. And his ratio was this, and he was kind of down about it. I said, listen, you should be excited about it because now you have the key to unlock your success. So now at a minimum, what do you need to be able to double your production? Just double your numbers. And he goes, well, I mean, what's preventing you from doubling your numbers? He goes, well, I guess I'm not getting up enough. And I told him straight up, listen, he was dialing at different times. I said, listen, if you're not willing to dial at X times, get up in the morning, stay up late, truth be told is be comfortable with where you are right now, because this is the same speed you'll be going. And if you're not willing to do that, and you say you need, keyword, not want, need more success, I say this with all love, I said, quit now. Save yourself the excruciating pain. It's like, you know, those movies where you see a guy dying, he's one of your crew, the enemy got him, he's getting filleted like a fish. The best thing you can do, like in the movies, just get the gun and shoot the guy, right? Take him out of his misery. That's just being honest with folks. If you're not willing to do it, this is hard work. The best thing you can do is just stop. For you, it isn't the best thing you can do, but just stop and stop the pain. The best thing you can do for your family is go through the process and decide that you're going to be an adult and actually bust through, because if your kids needed this, you would do whatever it took, right? The only reason that you would quit on yourself is that you don't see well, right? So again, I'm not going to go into ethics, but I'm going to be honest with people and say, stop fooling yourself that you're going to succeed going the speed you're going. Submit to the process of 100 or don't start at all. It's that simple. If I was in, keep going to movies because we've seen them, Minority Report. The guy was able to tell people, lock people up they were going to commit a crime. And I love that movie because some people are like, no, I wasn't going to do it. I just had a knife next to her chest. I wasn't going to kill her, right? Like, dude, we already see the future. You're going to kill the girl, right? Same concept. If I knew that you were going to fail going the level you're going or whatever, if I knew something that could save you, then it'll be better to wipe your memory that FFL never even existed until you're ready to actually do FFL, right? FFL is the best thing you'll do. It is the most rewarding because not only do you win the game of becoming a person, you win the self, you win the money too, because you can't just make money in FFL. You attract what you are. That is the power of FFL. It's not about winning the leads. When you have figured it up here, everything else takes care of itself. So I'll stop on that tangent. Submit to the process of 100 and move on. Second two, invest in leads weekly. $500 typically for part-time agents is about $1,000, $1,500 to $2,000 a week in leads. Typically, that's how I run. Now, maybe a deviation where it's 2,500, but about that amount of money is what you need to know. Now, I've had people ask me that. So Mac, I only have $100. Okay, can I do it? I didn't know what to say before, but I went to the past. Andrew Taylor said, it is dangerous. The most expensive thing you can do is cheapen the process. You will get FFL will be very expensive if you go cheap. So he tells people with that money, he says, listen, just save some money, wait till you get about $500 and then start. Because no one's saying you can't make money just putting $100 in, but literally, what are you going to buy? 1 lead, 2 leads? Maybe you buy 10 leads maybe. And if all of them say no, then what? Now you'll stop versus stacking the deck in your favor and moving forward with the momentum. Prime example, would it be better to save up, get enough gas to make it to the destination, or just get maybe 1 gallon and hope you get there? Hope a gas station is going to be around, right? When you don't even know. So again, you got to invest in weekly. This is a business. And the last thing I'll say about this is because this is a business, guys, we are in America. The things we want, we get. We've been and spoke to people, clients who they say, I can't afford this. I can't, when these are the same people that have Netflix when they're broke. They go to Starbucks. All these things you do that you really want. So if you really wanted to do this, guys, we are in America. We can sell something. We can go donate something. We can do something. Donate blood, plasma, do something. Because if we were in Cambodia, we were in some random country, we were a woman in Iraq, and when they don't let you do those things, I get it. I'm not going to let you off the hook and say, I can't do it because I'm broke. No, you can. You just got to figure it out. And by the way, a problem on your end is not a crisis on my end. Like not having leads, that's whose problem? That's your problem. It isn't my problem because the success requires full price. It isn't my job to fix that problem. If you want success, don't cheapen the process. Just figure out a way to get the leads. And last thing I'll say is, if you knew that what you wanted was going to be solved with lead flow, you would figure it out. You would figure it out. So you got to commit to leads every week. Again, $1,500 a week in leads, or $2,000 or $500 a week. Start off, and you will suck at first, but you'll get better and better and better. So commit to dial days. If you're going in home, it's 2 dial days a week. You start Mondays, book Friday and Saturday. Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursdays, Friday, and Saturday. Truthfully, you can do whatever you want as far as dial days. We only decided on Mondays and Thursdays because it gives structure. Most people are employees. They're not used to having the autonomy to do what they want. So they get lost. They're like, oh, I'm gonna take a break now. I'm the boss. Then they become unemployed because they're self-employed, they say. So you can dial day whenever you want. Some people decided, you know what, I'm gonna dial every day from 7:30 to noon, and I'm gonna book my appointments from noon down, or 1 to 7, because they didn't like being in the house all day. You decide. If you're questioning how, just start with what most agents do and just dial Mondays and Thursdays. Now, if you're telesales, every day is a dial day. I love what Wendell did. 1,000 dials or $1,000, whichever one comes first. He said it's been rare that he's done 1,000 dials. That's each time you hit that green button and it dials out. It's rare that he does that and he does not make a sale. 1,000 dials or $1,000. And we're doing this from, he's doing this from internet leads, okay? Run the appointments a week, 30 appointments a week, guarantees I would say, if I was a betting person in Vegas, guarantees you helping 400 families a year. 30 appointments a week will guarantee you that. Guys, I don't know what you're looking for. I was just, when I got into this, I was just looking for guarantees, right? I was looking for things I can for sure, because I didn't believe in myself. He said 30 appointments a week will guarantee it. That's a guarantee, right? I was looking for, hey, if you dial X amount of leads, this is what you should get. I was like, okay, that's all I was looking for. So I dialed the leads, dialed the leads, dialed the leads, and the rest was history. Sharpen your sword daily. Now, that means you need to actually learn. So every day you're gonna be learning better and better and better. You're not gonna be chopping the same tree with the same axe. You have, this is a trade. This is like plumbing, being a doctor. You have to actually get better at it. It's a business in that sense. So in the beginning, when you are a novice, you will get paid this much, but you'll put in this much effort. But as time goes on, it'll be like this. Cool thing about FFL is, because the carriers pay what the carriers pay, we still get paid this much, but we put in this effort. It feels like it. But time will go on where we're putting in what it seems like this much effort, and we're getting paid like this, right? That's just how it works. So educate your expectations. In order for you to grow, you have to become better. And we'll talk about what you got to do, but we have so many options for people to get better. I'm talking daily. We got podcasts, people giving away for free the data. My question to you is, how are you sharpening your sword daily? Are you practicing every day? After the day's done, do you take 20 minutes, 30 minutes and say, hey, I'm going to role play it in front of the mirror? Now, I'm telling you this up front. Some people just don't do that. They literally act like this is a job, in the sense of they get up in the morning and they just go at it, like with not getting themselves ready. This is not a job, guys. This is a business. And the job, you're paid for just showing up. In a business, you're paid on results. This is different. Job is like this, linear. Business, doesn't matter how long you take, as long as you get it done, you get paid, boom. For businesses, you got to change your mind. So you got to get better so that you get better results. So I don't care how bad you are now, you are not a tree. The beautiful thing about that is that means you can grow, literally, right? You can grow, you can get better, you can move by growing internally. And that's, again, how are you sharpening your sword daily? There's so many podcasts. Here's what I'll say to people. If you have leadership and you're not reaching to your leaders and you're saying, hey, here's my script. Would you listen to me and tell me what it sounds like? Like, I'm going to give you my story, guys. And for me, it baffles me how much resources we have that people don't even tap into. Like, they act as if they literally are starting the company by themselves. Why would you do that? Like, why? So when I got started, I just knew myself, listen, I didn't want to waste time on things that didn't work. So I spent my own money. This is just me. You don't got to do this now because we have other resources, but I spent my own money and I flew out to go with some top producers. I said, hey, and they normally don't even do that, but it was some buddies of mine. I said, please, let me just see you do it. That's all I got to see. Once I could see it done, I think I can get it. And I already seen all the videos, by the way. I didn't say I'm going to do this in place of that. I spent all my time watching all the stuff that I knew, but I'm a kind of a person that kind of likes to just copy the right cat. I went through, I saw it done. I was like, okay, I did it myself and I sucked. I was like, wow, it was not as simple as it looked. I literally went, and each time I literally, okay, we were done with the day. I said, man, okay, can you just let me just listen to what you're saying? I'm going to record it and I'm literally going to script it. I scripted word for word what these people were saying. Didn't deviate. When they went, I went, like I copied it exactly. Tonality. I copied word track. Why wouldn't you not? Why wouldn't you do that? This person is succeeding. This person helped 400 families a year. You haven't. Why are you doing it your way? I'm just being real with you guys. I am boggled at the number of people who choose to do it their way. Now, I do understand, individuality, but you can't become an individual until you've gotten a baseline. The reason that a person may not be succeeding right now is because your way sucks. Being real, you're going to find success has a common denominator. Zach Tardowski is different than Easton Patton. Everyone does it differently, but you know why they all succeed? They found the baseline. And here's what happened. When I was able to copy all those top producers word for word, I found the baseline and I was able to adopt it into my own way. But it was the same baseline, right? Think about it, right? Same song, maybe they were a baritone. They were singing. I was a bass. I was a tenor. We got the same song, right? I got the same beat, but I found the beat. Some of us were trying to dance to a song. We have terrible rhythm. We're like, just record what I'm doing, get the rhythm, and then you can add some moves to it. You can kind of jive, whatever. But again, I'm going on along about this. If you're committed to the process, you're investing in leads weekly, you're committed to dial days, you're committed to running those appointments, you're sharpening your sword. My question is, are you sharpening a sword? Are you really doing it properly? So the rest of the core commitments is for those who want to build a business. So if you want to build an agency, this is what we're going to focus on for a majority of the time. You got to basically talk to 2 people a day. So let 2 people a day know about the FFL story. So 2 questions. Hey, do you keep your options open? Hey, and by the way, for those that are new to that, if you're wondering, how do I even start? Start with the biggest thing and the most effective goal or tool you have in your Rolodex, and that's your network. Make a list of the people you know, like, and trust. That'll actually solve both problems. Some people, you'll just simply be protecting them for the coverage. Others, you'll be helping them with a career, right? Side hustle. Start there, but you'll grow. We have social media these days, and we'll talk about that on the back end as far as the recruiting tech. There's so many, but simply 2 a day. Just get used to 2 a day, no matter what. 2 people a day I will make an attempt. If you can't be good now, quote unquote, you're not really good, just make it a goal. I will make an attempt to share the FFL story twice a day. Whether you ask them a question, maybe, and then you build on that little by little. 2 a day, that's where it starts. Attend your business training every week, which is this. You'll grow. Number 8, attend your quarterly sales conference. There's a quarterly sales conference. Question is, have you attended one this quarter? The quarter's actually it's over now. Did you attend one last quarter? If you didn't, why? Why didn't you? I'm being real with you. Why did you not? And again, I'm being real with folks. If you're brand new, you're like, oh, hey, chill out, Mac. Hey, so intense. Listen, this is serious, guys. This business is serious. Are you in it or not? And if you're in it, then do it right. If you're not, you're not. Because when you're not, you're going to come to me with problems that, guess what would have solved? Doing it right, right? Oh, how do you do this? Oh, you mean that problem that was there at that moment that you didn't go? You can't get the solutions, right, to the problems for the things that you would have gotten otherwise. So get to a sales conference. They're all over the country. And to give you one last example, it's not about, just in case you think this is foreign, every high performance car goes and gets tuned. The more performance it is, the more often it's tuned. That's just a fact. Athletes, the better they are, the better the coach. I'm talking Michael Jordan. Guys, you guys don't know Jordan. Jordan, the great dude, Tony Robbins, right? That was his guy, right? All these, the presidents, guess how they stay up top? They have a coach. They get tuned. Hey, there's a guy Tony was talking about. He said the guy pays him like, I don't know, $1,000 a day just so he can have 15 minutes of his time just to kind of make sure his mind is right. You see what I'm saying? It's those small things. So you got to get to a conference to keep tuned, because there's something coming that you're not going to be prepared for if you don't know about it. Some say this or that, I can't do it. All I'm saying is this. If you're at this level right now and you want to grow to this level, here's how that works. You are paid in proportion to the problems you solve in life, right? You are a grocery bagger. What problem are you solving? You put the cans on the bottom and the bread on the top, right? Not the other way around. Small problem. Guess how much you get paid? This much. Now, you're getting paid X amount of dollars with FFL. You want to get paid more? You got to solve bigger problems. Here's what's going to happen to you. You're praying to God, please give me, increase my stature, help me get grown, all these things you're praying to God. Guess what has to happen? And then more problems come at you. And now two things will happen. You are either prepared for them, because that is an opportunity. God's not just going to give it to you. You will earn it. This is a meritocracy. He will give you the opportunity to solve the problem that will give you the cash flow. And if you choose not to enroll in the school that gets you ready for that problem, you will get in something called a rut. You will feel like you're going back and forth, like a car that's stuck in the mud. I can't go. I don't know what's going on. You're stuck. And if you've ever been stuck in the mud, I was in North Dakota, so I've been there. You know it sucks badly. What could have prevented you from getting stuck in the rut? You need to prepare ahead of time. I'm talking, then again, this is all about going to a quarterly sales conference, and more than anything, activating and doing something since you got there. If you just go, by the way, and you did nothing, like you didn't change anything, right? You didn't do something towards that new goal, it's just as good as, it was a nice little meeting. But you have to actually apply something, and I hope that's the case. So anyway, enough on that. Attend the national conference. That is a game changer. For time's sake, here's what I know. I know Rose went to one, and I keep using her as an example. It was awesome. Rose went to one, and it was a game changer. I think she was doing, 5, 10 families a week, something like that. And I don't know, Rose, you tell me. I mean, was it 5, 10 before?
Dude, it was like 5 a month.
5 a month. She was only helping 5 families a month. And you came to the conference. What changed?
Mindset. I made a lot of sacrifices to get there. I tried to follow everything that I was told to do. And then I went around and I asked people that were successful just for different pieces of information. I took everything I learned, I applied it, and I just like turned grind mode on. And I was like, I'm just going to work and see if I can do what everyone taught me. And it turned out pretty wonderful for my whole family.
I will give Rose kudos, because a lot of people go to these conferences and it's like a party. I mean, which it's cool. It is. You're around people that are, similar. But Rose, I will say, and I'm sure other people did it too. Rose, the only one I knew did it. Rose actually literally took it like an assignment. Like she was going, like it was a mission. And I would say, having been in her situation, because the sacrifices she made in order to get there, girl wasn't playing. Like it was like the situation of, when you're poor and your parents are poor and they saved all their money, and this is a true story, and they gave you all their money to go to college, and college is hard, and you're thinking, I'm going to quit. And then you call your mom and tell them you're going to quit, and you realize they sacrificed every penny for years for you to go to college. No, ain't quitting. And this is a true story. The guy stayed in college, became a world-renowned doctor or something like that. Anyway, I would say that's part of it. She literally went to everyone, said, hey, successful people, Paul McLean, all these people. And hey, what advice would you give me? She wrote it down. What advice would you give me? She took that power, put it in her FFL fuel, and bam, it was gone. And now, Rose, I mean, what are you doing a month? What was your last month?
23 last month.
23 families, guys. Listen, FFL will change your zip code, but you got to change this first, right? It's all about mentality. So at the national conference, it changes your belief level, which is all you need to change for you to be able to get to the next level, the next step. 10, commit to personal development. We talked about that briefly. It's a little bit different than sharpening your sword. Sharpening your sword is the actions, right? You're kind of practicing, you're incorporating new things, or sharpening old things, right? You're actually doing it. It's literally the equivalent of shooting basketball shots, right? It's doing stuff. Committing to personal development is actually feeding the mind. So you're reading 10 pages a day of a good book. You're listening to 15 minutes of a good audio a day, right? I have a recommendation because there's so many things you can read. Right now, as a group, we're reading Intentional Mindset by Dave Anderson. It's a great book. Now, if you're brand new in the insurance industry, that's a good one to start with. Another one I would suggest is Disrupting or Killing Sacred Cows. I keep using that one because it will literally change your mind about how life works enough for you to be able to make a change. But 10 pages, guys, that's it. 10 pages a day of a good book, 15 minutes of a good audio. Now, if you want to add more, you'll just simply change your trajectory faster. That's it. But that's all you got to do. You don't got to think about this like you're going to be doing this from night and day. You're not changing that fast. It's going to be slight edge. That's all these small things, guys. It's like death to your old life of 1,000 cuts. You're not just doing it one, from night to day, you're changed. It's literally a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here. And in about 6 months, a month, 3 months, a year, you're like, wow, where am I? Look at this car, look at this house, look at my family, look at my life, look at my bank account. Things are changed because of these slight edge decisions. The question you got to ask yourself is, where will you put these slight edge decisions? Your life is busy. You either need to wake up earlier or go to bed later or be more effective with your time. You need to start structuring your time better because this is not a game. This is real life. There's no practice. What you get is what you get. You only get 24 hours a day. How will you use it? Wake up earlier, execute one, and start moving forward. All right, so keep going. Find a workout partner. That means find someone who you can be accountable to. Find a workout partner. Someone that will hold you accountable to what? The Haven 12. Hey, did you do this? Yes, right? Hey, did you do your 2 exposure? Or better yet, you're adult enough that you two are reporting to each other. Hey, I did my 2. Hey, 10 pages, check. Hey, 15 minutes, check, right? Because there's 2 things you got to understand in business. There's working in your business, that's selling, recruiting. Then there's working in your business, on your business. That's the back end stuff. That's all the sharpening the sword, the personal development. If you don't, it's like a 1-2 dance. You got to do both. You can't just, press the gas the whole way to the top. That's called a wreck. You're asking for trouble. You need a break too. You need to slow down to speed up sometimes, right? That's what you got to do. Same concept. You got to do both. How do you do both? I know it's hard. I know. Listen, welcome to life as an adult. You got to figure it out. Just like when you were a kid. How do you walk? Look at those guys. You stumbled, but then you figured it out. Same thing with talking. Guys, we're used to doing this stuff. We just forgot. It's called mastery. Mastery is the common denominator I talked about earlier. Whether it be selling, there is a common bandwidth. Mastery requires a couple of things. Listen, you're going to have to do a lot of it before you get good. And then you'll be a novice at it. Then you'll be so mediocre. And then you'll be an expert. And it's going to take typically 10,000 hours to be an expert. But here, it's about 100 appointments-ish. And then you'll pretty much know exactly what you need to do-ish. Time will go on. You'll become a master at anything. So all I'm saying is, guys, this process is not unique. You've been doing it all your life for walking, for talking, for driving. Here, we're just simply applying it to mastering your life and your FFL business. That's it. So it's not weird, right? Last thing, be here a year from now. Just commit right now. You're going to do this at a minimum for a year. Doesn't matter whether you're going to come out bloody. You will say, listen, I am going to do this for a year. Newsflash, full disclosure, you are going to feel like quitting. Now, 2 things happen. Sometimes we think to ourselves, if I feel good about it, I'll keep doing it. I'm going to give you a little heads up. That's not how it works. If you feel like quitting, that's how it's supposed to be. Prime example, when you start working out, when you start getting tired and you feel like quitting, that's exactly what you've been working out for. You were working out just to get to that point. That's when you push to allow you to get to the next level. If you don't feel like quitting, you haven't got there yet. Just being real with you. That's when that little barrier. So if you feel like quitting, you're normal. All that means is you're pushing your edge. It's okay. Just say to yourself, you know what? No, I'm not going to quit today. I'll quit tomorrow. Fire yourself, get up the next day, and you're ready to go. So don't take it seriously like we do with clients. When you entertain clowns, you become part of the circus. Stop entertaining this stuff. Like things come to my mind. I thought about quitting. Yesterday. For real. It happened. I'm like, all that means is 2 things, guys. Truth be told, if I can be 100% transparent, all that means is you aren't growing fast enough. Truth be told. That means that you need to focus more on your PD because your level of success is catching up to you and you're almost trying to get more than you are. That's all it means. Meaning when you start getting overwhelmed, oh, this is so much. All that means is your cup's getting overfull. You had a chance to get your cup bigger, but you chose to do other things that were maybe important too, but life is about prioritizing, right? So not saying the other things you're doing is not important, but you need to decide what you want, which is what's going to lead us to the next step. So before we go to the next step about what you want and prioritizing, I want everyone to do this. You're going to gauge yourself right now on your success level in FFL, meaning you are going to tell the world right now how successful you're going to be at FFL. How? Well, each of these 10 core guys, this is like the Bible. They say in the 10 commandments, if you don't keep them, you're going to hell, right? That's what they say. Here, if you don't keep the Haven 12, your business will go to hell, okay? So you're going to tell us what percentage of success you're going to have to either go to business heaven or go to business hell, right? So each of these 10, you're going to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, right? And 10, you are committed to doing it or you are doing it. If you're not, give yourself a 0. If you're halfway committed to doing it, you're like, yeah, I'll try. That's a 5, okay? Rate yourself to 1 to 10 for each one. Submitting to the process of 100. I'm willing to do it no matter what. I'm going to go through it. Invest in leads weekly. Yep, I'm going to do it. No matter, I'll figure it out some way, somehow I'll do it. Commit to dial days. I'll do it some way, somehow. And when I say committed, guys, I'm talking about the same commitment about feeding yourself. Investing in leads weekly is your business. Your business is a baby. Wah, like a baby. I'm being legit right now. It is a baby. You are a mama, a daddy. You just birthed a baby. Yeah, you are eating fine, right? Because some of us don't get this. You are saying, I'm going to commit to feeding my baby. You are broke. You don't know where you just came to a foreign country. You got no job. What are you going to do to feed your baby? Are you committed to it? Or are you like, I'll try? That's the commitment I'm talking about. That you'll figure it out some way, somehow. Commit to dial days. You'll do it. Whatever you commit to, you're going to do it. You're going to run those appointments a week. Give yourself a 10, 5, 0. You will sharpen your sword daily. You will actually schedule time to sharpen your sword daily. 5, 10, or 0. You are going to share the story twice a day, right? So let me stop there. By the way, if you're just simply, as far as your success as a producer, that's just you selling. Maybe you don't want to build. Maybe you just, you hate it. Add all those numbers up. So the numbers you gave yourself, divide them by 5, and that will tell you your rate of success in FFL, whether you will be a top producer or not. Okay. All right. So if you want to, the whole business, you want to build a business, you want to succeed as a producer as well, go ahead and keep going. 2 exposures. Will you do it? Attend a weekly briefing. Would you do it? Oh, sorry. A weekly builders training. Would you do it? Quarterly sales conference. Would you do it? National convention. By the way, I saw someone had a question about the sales conference. Stay close to the Facebook page. I think it's FFL USA Facebook. They have them all. That's where I see them. It is also on FFL events. I don't know if it's as updated as it is. There are some that show up on the FFL Facebook page. So stay close to the Facebook page. Stay close to the fire to make sure that you stay warm. Personal development, workout partner, be here a year from now. Add them all up, divide by 12. That will give you a number. And at the very end of this, we're going to ask you what your number is. Just being honest with you. So let's go ahead and jump in. The why, I didn't get into it because we talked about priorities. So let me kind of jump into it now. There is a video that I think you guys should hear.
Transition.
Can you guys hear that okay?
Type of insurance sales to this.
It's different. I'm still learning. I think the biggest thing is just going all in from day one, figuring out, not being afraid to mess up, getting out in front of your failures is going to happen.
You just jump straight in.
I purchased $1,500 worth of leads. It was on a Saturday, started dialing on Sunday.
What type of leads are you working?
So right now I'm actually doing instant internet.
All right, I'm going to skip that one. Now I'm going to give kudos, guys, where kudos is due. That guy, I mean, it represents a lot of you. That guy's name is, he looks black, but his name is Jihad. Because, are we good? All right, still not working? That's okay. We're going to keep going. You guys couldn't see it, but you could hear it, I hope. That guy's name was Jihad. He came in, I mean, guns blazing, and he just went straight in. We're just so awesome because that's the way I roll, right? And look what's happening. And I know the process is just a process, but he committed to the process and he just ran with it. So we're going to continue the why process, which is priorities. So the way you know you need to prioritize as far as you getting overwhelmed is you need to figure out your reason for doing this thing. And at the end of the day, the question is, does that why matter to you or not, right? If it doesn't matter, then you're going to make an excuse. If it does, you'll find a reason, right? It's that simple. So phase one of prioritizing is your why. Keep it burning hot. Now, that book, Intentional Mindset by Dave Anderson, it helps you uncover your why. If you can just get good at uncovering your why, keeping it hot, think of your why like a house, or maybe a road, right? Because you need to see the road. The snow is falling on it because there's snow up north. It's like a blizzard. Some of us, our life feels like a blizzard. And if you don't keep it, paving it, what's going to happen in about 2 hours? You won't see the path anymore. It'll just be like pure white everywhere, right? You have to keep paving it. Now, how well you pave that why will determine your ability to be able to prioritize, will determine your ability to lose hope. Because if you see a path and you see the end result, you're like, oh, it's right there. Whereas all you see is white. Like you're like, it's like a desert. Like, dude, think about it. You're in the middle of the desert and you got to go get water. And all you see is just desert. Man, you lose hope fast, right? Versus you see a path, boom. So your why is critical. Some of you, it's like the path is barely even seen. That's why you're having trouble with quote unquote motivation. I rather call it inspiration because that comes from within. So ask yourself a couple of questions. Dave does it best. What would you dream about? If you could have this, what would you do? Those are the kind of questions you start asking yourself to uncover your why. Once you do, it is game over. Okay. So for time's sake, we have to kind of move forward from our why. Here's what we know. There's a phase one document. If any of you want it, go to the FFL Haven page on Telegram and ask someone to get you that phase one document. It'll help you uncover that why. You go ahead and set your days so that you can go ahead and dial, run. And I want to get to the part where you talk about the why is you're going to need to uncover it so well that once it's uncovered, the things you need to say yes to are easy. The things you need to say no to, they're also easy. You're only conflicted right now because you have a priority problem. You don't know how to prioritize. That's why. Oh, should I do this? And listen, all things are important, but the truth is, there's only one thing that's more important than others. That's just the truth. As a father, I remember when I wanted to be with my family, they were very, very young. Some of you know I have a few kids, but I was not making as much money as I needed to make to support that family. And some of you, if that's you, you are taking care of yourself, like self. There's you and then there's the inner you, right? Are you taking care of yourself? And I had to make a decision that I would go to the oil field. The oil field, I would be out 2-3 weeks away from my family, not seeing them. It was a sacrifice that I had to make because, I was taught be with your family, and my wife, she was by herself, taking care of the kids. Like, ideally, I did not have the luxury for both. The number one priority was taking care of them physically. So it made the decision for me easy. Again, like easy. It was a hard decision, but it was easy. I knew what I had to do. I had to put away that right now to go serve them. So of course it hurt me. But all I'm trying to tell you is, you see how it was? Because my why was clear, I had to get out of being broke. I had to get off from, the government assistance. I was just done. And so I had to do it. Now, your why is different. Maybe you grew up with cash. Whatever that is, that needs to tell you what you will do and what you won't do. And by the way, it won't be forever. You only got to do it for a season. A season. I've only been doing this for a year. My life is completely different than it was way, way, way back then, right? I've done more in generating income for my family than the hours I was away at oil field. Guys, the sacrifice I did there was way more. Guys, I was out 2 weeks. Some people would come back home for a week. I said, nah, I would stay out. I worked a month and a half straight. Dude, working 18, I'm being dead serious. 18, 20 hours a day. And because I needed to do it, I needed to make the money. I was saying to myself, listen, if I'm going to do this work, I better destroy this dragon now. I don't want to do this again. I'm going to kill it right now. So I put all my cards on the table and I went all in. We were able to pay off our debts. Dude, it was like we were living on like the ghetto. It was bad. Like We had like 7, 8 people in our house. The house was this small. It was crazy. And then we went from that to boom, all of a sudden everything's brand new. I was like, it was crazy. It was like whiplash in life because I went all in. All I'm saying is just decide to go all in because that is what it requires. If you want a quick change, you need a lot of force. So let's transition to the advanced topic. I will do some recognition at the end. Actually, you know what? Let me do some recognition real quick. For those that are on, these are folks that helped a few families. Man, listen, the numbers are in, guys. The numbers are in. This is for the week. This is week submit. So submit, obviously business is not completely processed, but at number 1, dude, I haven't been beaten for a minute. This is beautiful. It's been a minute since I was beaten. So number 1, my man Jahad, 19 families beat me. Hey, more power to you, brother. Great job. 19 families helped. I was number 2, 17. Wendell, 3 families. Great job, Wendell. Abe, 5. Maureen, great job to you. 4 families, awesome job. I know you had a fight for those. Well done. David, you did 3. Rose, 5. Awesome job. Lisa, 2 families. We also had Jennifer Brown and Debbie. They both did 2. And Nick, he did 1. And that's it for the week. So great job, guys. So we're gonna transition to recruiting real quick. So I'm gonna bring Anna on. First things first, as far as the recruiting process. Here's the process. Just remember, it's a process, not an event. Process, not an event. Process, not an event. Just think of it this way: easy in, easy out. The best people you'll get, it doesn't. Again, it's very rare you'll get someone that's a top producer that just, yeah, let's do it. It's very rare, very rare. But if you get those people, hey, like Kayla, hey, awesome, right? But most top producers will take time to marinate. So here's the process. You're going to pique their interest with a question, not a statement. It's a question. Hey, man, you're crushing it. Oh, hey, I see that you're in this business. Are you crushing it? And basically, if you lift them up, put them on a pedestal, let them talk you down. So, hey, are you crushing it? They'll say, no, I'm doing okay. Or, yeah, things are great. That's awesome. Either way, you win, right? You got to start it. So peek with a question. Another question, if you're out and about, hey, do you keep your options open, right? Hey, I say if I'm out and about, I mean, I haven't done it as often, but recently, hey, random question. That's what I say. If I see someone sharp, hey, random question. What do you do for work? And they'll say, man, you seem like a sharp guy. Hey, do you keep your income options open? They'll say, yeah, what you got? And as soon as they say that it is not the time to start explaining anything, it's the time to start saying, hey, I don't have time right now, but listen, if I can show you something that you would be able to work from home, generate a full-time income at your own schedule, would you be open to taking a look? Yeah, all right, then you gather the data. It isn't the time to pounce. You're just gathering information. That's all you're doing, okay? Anyway, you're gonna get them a third-party tool. Do not be the one doing this. You're not yapping. You're not doing this. You're always gonna get them a third-party tool. And by the way, this is online. Anna will go over some of the online stuff. Third-party tool is anything but you, right? So normally it's a video. We got the agency overview with the Rogue IMO video. That's what I normally use. You could use a testimonial, right? You could use that. Whatever is not you is what it is, right? Third base is a 3-way call. You're going to follow up with them, and you're basically going to connect them with someone else besides you. Here's what it sounds like. You follow up with them. Hey, say, hey, Anna, hey, and I assume worst case so that I let them correct me. Hey, I know you probably haven't had time to review that information, and let them correct me. Oh, yeah, I did. Or better yet, you would have set up a time for them to review it. You'll say, hey, that video, by the way, it's only 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. If I send that to you today, when can you? If I sent that to you today, or if I send that to you now, how soon could you take a look at it? Just set the table right then. So like you do with clients. They'll say tonight. Okay. And then of course you're busier. You're saying, awesome. So like, what time do you normally get back from work? 7? All right. And here's how you set it up, because you're not desperate. Just so I can make time to answer your questions. If I gave you a call at 7, would that have given you enough time to look at it so I can answer your questions? Yeah. Boom. Guess what you got now? An appointment to follow up. Done deal. You follow them up. Hey, so-and-so, you do a three-way call. And we'll go into that shortly. You introduce them to someone because the goal is to have social validation. They know you, but they need someone but you answering their questions. Short answer. So you call them up, you say, hey, Anna, hey, just, hey, real quick. As far as that info you saw, hey, I'm really curious. I know you have questions, but I'm really curious. What did you like best? You always ask what they like best first. Or maybe they jump you and say, hey, Jihad, so I have some questions about that. So how does the money work? Great question. Some of us, we make the mistake of answering the questions. Hey, that's a great question. Listen, before I answer that, let me ask you this. From what you saw, what did you like best? Get what they like best first. You need that as ammunition. That's their why, what they like best. You get what they like best. Now you can actually use that to answer the questions, right? You get them on with a third party person, and you know, whether that be myself, it could be one of you two. All you're going to do is get them with someone else, if you can, to answer their questions, share their story, get them with a rose. You know, they'll say, hey, how does the money work? Hey, before I answer that, what did you like best? Oh, I love the money, dude. It's awesome. Well, listen, I don't have much time, like I said before, but let me do this, man. I'm gonna do you a favor. I actually work with someone who is doing really, really well, really down to earth. I knew I was talking to you today, so I asked. She had like 2 minutes. She's really, really busy. She actually just helped over 20 families this last month. Give me a second. Let me just get on the line. Let me just see if I can get a hold of her real quick to answer your question. Boom. Or let me see if we can get a hold of her real quick just to be able to share her story about how the money's working for her. Boom. Click over. Hey, Rose. Hey, I got a friend named Jihad. He just saw the video. He liked the money. Just share your story and let's see if we can get him in pre-licensing. Yeah. Okay. Boom. Hey, Jihad. Hey, good news, man. I was able to get my friend Rose on the line. By the way, it's Miss Dearman. You know her as Rose, but when you introduce a third party, it's Miss or Mr. Or hey, you could say Miss Rose if you want to be more casual. I was able to get Miss Rose on the line, but that little title will add credibility and a respect to the whole call. Hey, Mr. Mac. I was able to get my friend Mr. Mac on the line. Hey, Mr. Mac. Hey, this is my friend Jihad. Jihad, this is Mr. Mac. Hey, Mr. Mac, this is my friend Rose. Rose is, and boom. And you shut up and you let Mr. Mac take over. Hey, blah, 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 blah. Mr. Mac, answer the question, share the story. Hey, what's good? It should be like 1 minute and you're done. And Mr. Mac's job is to get Jihad to be on pre-licensing. 2 things are happening right now in FFL. We have gone to, and this is it, guys. It's just 4 steps. We have become high tech. We're all about, hey, let me send you this video. And then we're doing all the talking. The problem is you need high tech and high touch. You need both. Without both, it'll be very, very challenging to have something that keeps growing. It's like a car without oil. It'll only go so long and then it'll go kaput. You need high tech and high touch for it to go. So guys, that's the short, long of it. As far as some recruiting, Anna, I'll have you share something on the back end as far as recruiting. Just 2 more things. Actually, I'll have you go now. Anna, we're going to talk about social media recruiting. Some people were asking, what are some conversation starters? And Anna, please share with us some of the things we learned about how to maximize your social media recruiting using social media.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. And just, I'm going to do it all in about 5 minutes because it's very, very simple. Honestly, Mac is the master recruiter. The things that I'm going to share with you are from 2 things. Number one, another master recruiter that I had the pleasure of spending some time with. She is amazing and she uses social media platform almost 100% to do her recruiting. And the other is just pulled from what we've listened to in trainings and gone to conventions for and listened to as far as how to utilize your social media. If you already aren't on social media, you should be. You should have Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, even Snapchat, TikTok, all of those. Now, if you say I'm a private person, I don't really post a whole lot, that's me. Like, I really have to get intentional about posting. So what do you post? You need to share you. Now, does that mean that you get really dramatic, really personal, share everything about what's going on in your life down to the nitty-gritty detail? Absolutely not, right? You need to have that semblance of this is who I am, that separation. But people need to know who you are because you're going to attract into life and into this business who you are and who you want to be. And that's the whole goal. So people need to know that you're a real human being. So if all you ever post on your social media is this about FFL and this about FFL and this about an FFL, you're going to get people that are going to start ignoring you. So when they're scrolling and they see your post, they're going to ignore you because, oh, they're just, if you guys have ever been on social media and you have those friends that are always posting or selling something, and then you start to see them and you just scroll through, that's what you'll become. So don't do that. You need to mix it up. So you need to mix up your personal life, your family, what's going on with your family. You need to show successes, not just your own. You want to show other people's successes, okay? And you need to share struggles. But when you share a struggle, you need to share a solution. So this is what I struggled with, and this is how I solved it. Do not use social media as a platform to share your problems unless you found a solution to them that you can share with others, okay? When you use social media, the best form of recruiting is providing value. Facebook, Instagram, all of that, they're means of connecting. So you want to make sure that you are connecting with people. Come on in. You want to make sure that you're connecting with people, and how you do that, you are going to provide value. Guys, hold on 1 second. I apologize. What do you need? Right there.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you. So when you do that, you want to make sure that you are providing value, and that is on other people's posts. That's on main page posts. That's not just you making a post. That's you going into other people's posts and you making a comment, you providing a solution, you saying, hey, congrats. So how do you find people to connect with? You do searches, search for sales, search anything in sales. Look at other like posts that you like. Look at who likes those posts, right? When you find people that you're like, hey, I want to connect with this person, I want to connect with that person, go into their page and find a reason why you want to connect with them or something to compliment them about, and literally post on there a compliment. So it really is about engaging. If you go into the messenger and you want to message them directly, it's very, very easy, especially if they're a licensed agent or they're already in sales. Let's say there's somebody that's not a licensed agent, but they're in sales. You can just send them a message that says, hey, it looks like you're in sales as well. What do you sell? Or what company do you work with? Looks like you're killing it, right? Like, be genuine. So you reach out in that instance. And you can use, in any platform, you can use any sort of search to look up and just think of keywords to look up anything to do with sales, insurance agent, you name it. And if you friend these people, right? Don't be afraid of making friends. If you friend these people, then you can see their posts. You can see how they're doing in their job. You can see what they posted, if they're open to different experiences, if they're open to different opportunities. I am going to challenge you, if you want to recruit on social media, you need to create something called a power hour. In that power hour, be very intentional with your time. It is very easy to become a scroll hoe, and that's just sitting on your phone and just scrolling all day long. Don't be a scroll hoe, just saying. So create a power hour, be intentional with your time, scroll through, find people, make a goal. I'm going to friend this many people per day. It's either Nina or Ashley, one of those beautiful, amazing women with FFL, like they do like 25 posts a day. And I'm like, I have no idea how you do that. Like, Mac and I will go out and I'll be like, babe, remember we have to get a picture. And then we're all done for the day. And we're like, oh crap, we forgot to get a picture. Like, if you guys see me on social media, both Mac and I are like, did you post something? Hurry, tag me in it so we can have something on our page. Like, the other thing is to remember, don't stress about it, rob, steal, and duplicate. So literally, if you're like, well, I don't know what to post about FFL, like I just posted something on my page because Trey just got his deal. And if you look in the video, number one, Trey's our upline. So, congratulate him, say that's awesome. But number two, Mac and I are both in the video. So that helps give us, a little bit. So I'm going to post that on my page with a congratulations to him. Not because anything that I'm so great. I mean, the video is nothing about me, but it shares what FFL is about, but it's also connected to me somehow. So rob, steal, and duplicate. Those people in FFL that are crushing it, look at their pages, look at their Instagram. What are they posting? What are they sharing? Grab it and move forward with it. But be very, very intentional in that power hour. Have a goal of how many people you're going to reach out to, how many posts you're going to do per day, and plan them out. But just remember, be genuine, be honest, and share who you are, because you're going to attract who you are and who you want to be. Make sense? Any questions? Yeah, you got a question?
I do. I have a question. Okay, so for the power hour, you're gonna set goals and be very intentional on what you're gonna do during the hour. So can you give me more of an idea? Because you can't do 25 posts in like 1 hour, right? Can you give me more of an idea of what my goals for that actual power hour are gonna be? Because my husband would love for me to get off my phone, like at some point.
So, okay, so the company I was in before that came up with this power hour, they suggested posting twice a day, twice, morning and the evening. So, and that was specifically with Facebook. So prime time with Facebook is anytime between 6 and 9 a.m. and 6 and 9 p.m. Those are your prime times. The other thing to remember is you cannot post and ghost. So if you post and ghost, right, your Facebook will actually, so Facebook specifically and Instagram, they want to see you interact. So if you post and ghost, Facebook will actually mute your posts. They'll hide them. And so if you ever wonder why you don't see people for a while, it's because nobody's posting on their things. So if any of you see any one of us post immediately, like if it pops up during your power hour, you should go in and post on each other's posts, because then it'll push everybody's post to the top, which means you get more views, more interaction. But Rosa, if you're serious about learning social media, I have actually an hour training that from a gal who makes millions on social media. Sorry, my phone wants to text for me what I'm saying right now. Just take this off, so it stops doing that. But she has a recording that trains the power hour, and I can send that to you if you want it, if you're serious. So if any of you want it, I can send it to you. Just send me a text and I'll forward that over to you. But yeah, have a very specific, but there's also mediums that you can use, and you can also utilize your husband, because if he wants you off your phone, say, hey, I need to post at 9, or I need to post at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Can you post for me? Log in and post for me, and then respond to anybody. So if he wants you off, he can do it just as well as you. But then also there's mediums that you guys can use where you can actually plan out your posts, and they will post for you. Like you can say, I want this on Wednesday, this on Thursday, this on Friday at this time to go out. And then it'll send it out and you don't have to do it. So you could do that like on a Sunday and put all those together.
I think
Your stories. What's that, babe?
I think Canva is one of them where you can do that on.
Canva, Hootsuite, Facebook has one. Just look it up. I wouldn't suggest like investing in that until you're actually, it's like $30 a month. It's no big deal, but it's one more thing to learn and do. I would really just first, if you're gonna do social media, just do a power hour or a power 30 minutes, right? And then put your phone way to the side. Leave it alone, because everybody will wait for you. I promise. I even deleted Facebook and Messenger off my phone again, because I'm a scroll hoe and I don't like that about myself at all. So anyways, the last thing is stories. You guys can flood your stories. Flood your stories with everybody's success. Flood your stories with funny things. The stories are what people look at the most. They're the little couple second snippets that people are gonna just look at, and they're gonna learn who you are by those snippets, and they'll get attracted that way. Good stuff. Any questions? Anything? I know that was real quick. All right, I think we're good. Back to you, Mac.
All right. So when it comes to engaging on social media, you went and engaged. I haven't done it recently, but I just started making an effort like a couple of days ago to start posting more. And I've had people just coming out of the woodwork. So here's a question. Someone says, hey, Rose, hey, Jihad, hey, Mo, bro, tell me a little bit more about this. Hey, so what does it take to do this? What kind of conversations, or that's more if someone comes to you. What if you are maybe seeing someone that is you're adding and you want to engage them, which is more likely what's going to happen, right? You're doing attraction marketing. So is what you're saying, Anna, first question, is it more to be able to help people attract to you, or is it more directed to allow you to be more attractive when when people are looking you up if you were reaching out to them?
It's a combination of both. Think about it. If somebody friend requests you, what's the first thing that you do? If somebody likes a post that's not already your friend, what do?
Facebook stalk them.
You Facebook stalk them, right? Or you Instagram stalk them, or you TikTok stalk them. You're like, who is this person? Oh, okay, they're pretty cool. All right, I'll hit accept, right?
Right.
So that's the first thing that you do. So you want to be both attracting and attractive, period. Don't post yourself like you're not creating this fake image of yourself. So, but you also want to create an attractive image. So, don't post yourself first when you wake up in the morning and you're all stanky and gross, right? Everybody knows we all have that side to ourselves. So you're not posting a fake image, but you still want to post normal, genuine human being that would still be attractive. Does that make sense? And when you're reaching out to someone, if you're intentionally like, hey, this person, I really want to talk to them, or you have a goal, I am going to be in 10 people's inboxes a day, right? I want to put that question out to 10 people's inboxes a day. If I'm reaching out to a licensed agent, I would say something like, let's say they're with PHP, let's say, or WFG. I'd be like, hey, I see that you're with PHP. How you loving it over there? I've had some good friends that were with PHP. Or hey, I talked to somebody from WFG once. How you loving it over there? Or what carriers do you guys write? Like, ask a legit question. What carriers do you guys use? What do you guys use for, this or that? The goal is, A, you want to find out if they're happy, right? And B, you want to find out what their comp is. Because at the end of the day, I mean, you're not going to ask them what their comp is, but if you start chit-chatting and you're like, hey, would things make a difference if you were at 115 comp, 110 comp, 105 comp, 100 comp? If they're at a 40% comp, what kind of difference is that going to make in their life, writing the same thing, doing the same work? You're not asking them to juggle more balls. You're just saying do the same thing and make more money. And the other sorry guys, Mac, it's important to mention, do not be afraid to recruit somebody at a higher comp than you, because they will still go on your team. You won't be able to override them. They'll go to production, but you will eventually be able to override them. But if they're a strong writer and somehow you got them and you brought them over, but you need to offer them at a higher comp than you're at, don't be afraid to do that, because that's still part of your team. That's still long-term vision in mind. That's bringing in a strong writer. Definitely do it.
Yeah, guys, that's it. So questions, there's a few more, but I think for time, we'll let people go ahead and connect with us individually. The biggest thing is for people to be able to have tangible things you can do, in addition to some principles that you can live by. So that said, questions from the process. All right, guys. Well, listen, good job. The whole goal then next week is to have more people be engaged in the process. So let's get back on the grind, I guess, if you will. I know that people are doing telesales, a combination. So as you're growing, here's all I'd recommend. Reach out. Just be more intentional with your process. Open up. We're all learning together, growing together. So allow us to be part of your growth on that Zoom. That Zoom is critical. Unmute yourself. I mean, we're working on people unmuting each other. Allow us to see you more, where we're literally in an office, because guys, this is a team. And if we can simply raise the lid, just be 1% better every day, that's going to be what makes a difference. And sometimes it's about allowing ourselves to be vulnerable so that we can be better. So that's it, guys.